Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me. I'm Jill Bloom, Group Publisher of Roofing Contractor, and welcome to our Best of Success podcast show. I am so excited to have with me today Thea Dudley, the CEO of Pocket Protectors, or should we say, as we love to call her, our credit overlord. Thea, great to see you, and thanks so much for joining me.
Oh gosh, Jill, thanks for having me. It's been a long time since we've been able to get together.
It has, but we're back on it. Well, we always have such a great time when we're talking, Thea, because there's no doubt you are such a source of knowledge for all the contractors listening. And what I'm really excited for you to tell everybody what's coming up is at MetalCON, you are doing a 4-hour class that is called the Blueprint for Back Office Success. I love it. I can't wait. This is going to be amazing because it feels like this is something that's so easy for everybody to stumble on, but especially it seems like we always talk about this with contractors. But let's start from the beginning. What are you going to be talking about? What are contractors going to learn? And how can we just give them an overview of what's happening?
Well, I'm really excited about this one. So I thank you for allowing me to go on about this because 4 hours about credit and collections sounds like, even for me, like a shoot to the head. But where contractors really get tripped up is that whole back office process. So when we talk about credit and collections, it's really more about the entire process. If your billing's not correct, if you're not paying your bills on time to taking those discounts, if you're not collecting your money, all of those things impact your cash flow. And that's where most contractors fail. It's not that they're not good craftsmen or that they weren't getting jobs or their marketing wasn't killer. It's the fact that that whole back office piece, hey, I billed it when I got around to it. I didn't really worry about it. I didn't follow, if it's a commercial job, I didn't follow the process. And I'm not staying on top of collecting. And even knowing who you're doing business with, everybody just gets excited. It's like, I got a contract. It's like, okay, but great. That might be the job that puts you under because you didn't check anything out.
You and I have talked a lot about that for sure, figuring out who you're doing business with.
Oh, yeah. And that's teaching the tools and the resources. Most of the time, it's not because people aren't smart or they don't want to. They don't know where to begin. They don't know how to begin. And, they don't even know what resources they should be looking at. And that's what we're going to be walking them through. It's here's the layout. Here's the steps we're going to do. We're going to connect you with resources. We're going to teach you how to do these processes. And we're going to make it super easy. So in the resource guide, you're going to be able to go and pull some of those forms and resources down and not have to create them from scratch.
I love it. Well, let's start from the beginning. What are the first things you're going to be talking about?
We're going to be talking about...
Let's break it down. Let's break it down. Hour number one.
Hour number one, we're going to be talking about how to build your credit management system. And that's how to look at that whole, we got a prospect. What do we do? How do we qualify them? What paperwork are we requiring? What's our proposal look like? Do we require credit applications? Do we start work without any type of paperwork, which is a big no, just in case anybody was wondering. And then we're going to lead on to how do you check those out, commercial credit reports versus personal, and then roll into, hour two, how to do collections, what that looks like, securing them, lien rights, joint checks, all of the things that people don't want to talk about. Even with lien rights, we have this great opportunity to secure ourselves. And yet everybody pulls back going, I don't want to offend anybody. It's like, well, how offended are you going to be when you're not getting paid? It's a big deal. And then, roll into some hands-on. We're going to craft a policy together, crafting a credit and collections policy, how to follow it, how to document your procedures, how to identify your procedures, because everybody has them. They just might not recognize that there's a formal process. And you want everybody clicking along to the same beat of the drum. You don't want to have everybody with their own little silos and processes. And, that's how you secure that back office and get your money collected.
I love it. So it sounds like are they going to receive like a booklet with some resources in it? What is that?
Well, we're in a little high tech. We're going to give them a QR code. They can pull down all of the resources in there. So we'll have the sample copies that they can work from on a credit and collections policy. We'll have all of those different things in there. And we're offering to include the Credit and Collections, Credit Overlord's Guide to Credit and Collections. They'll get a book with it. So they're taking home a lot of resources that they can use later.
Okay. And so Thea, when people call you and they're having issues, like and I'm sure you're going to cover this in your 4-hour class, but what do you feel like are the top 2 or 3 things that people are really screwing up the most?
Their invoicing is not on time and correct,
Okay.
and they don't hold people accountable for paying them. They just don't follow up. They're like, I've known them a long time, or, well, they'll get to it. Well, we just finished the job. It's like, what was your deal? What was your arrangement?
Yeah. Okay. And so, and then and then how are you going to round it out? Did we cover everything you're going to be talking about? Like what's going to be when you, at the end of 4 hours, how do you wrap it all up?
We're going to, tie that up in a neat, Q&A. And after we finish our hands-on exercise, we'll cover all the questions that everybody has. And then we're going to send them out on their way. And hey, you've got my phone number. Just reach out. It's really not mind-boggling. It's just that people don't do it. They don't focus on it, and they don't take the time to put some things in place. And really, you can go through the process and get it set up. And then once you get people in place, you can just revisit it once in a while to keep it current and relevant.
And so do you find that contractors just don't want to hire the person to do it, to implement? Or is it like, what's the roadblock to setting up, the blueprint for back office success?
It's usually the owner or whoever's, leading the charge. They draft people into the roles that either don't want to be, they grab a kid or a spouse or somebody, or they put somebody in there that really has no idea what they're doing, and then they don't give them any resources. And so you've got somebody floundering. Sometimes it just takes like a talented amateur, and you give them a little coaching and a little help, and they're able to get it rolling. A lot of times they don't want to ask for money. It's, oh, nobody likes to do collections. I do. I think it's fun, but nobody, the average person is like, oh, I don't want to call them for money. It's like, why? Why?
We'll have to link everyone to the video that we did about collections and your one-liners, because it's hysterical.
Well, it's true. I mean, there's almost no scenario that someone can come up with that you're like, yeah, honey, that's still a you problem. Why are you making your problems mine? And any solve I give you, because you don't have one, any solve I give you doesn't work for you. Well, it's like, well, then where are we? We're at you getting sued. What would you like me to do with this problem? I just don't take ownership of it. But most contractors are not comfortable in that asking for money piece. Yeah. A lot of salesmen aren't comfortable asking for it. And then if you have to talk about lien rights at all, they get really squeamish. It's like, well, I don't want the owner of the project to think I can't pay my bills. It's like, well, somebody's jamming up the money. If it's not them, which you shouldn't have a problem with me calling them and saying, where's my money? Yeah. If it's not them, then honey, it's you. So we're pretty cut and dry here. I'm going to get to the answer one way or another. You might as well just come clean. And your righteous indignation just doesn't get it.
And you are amazing at that. There's no doubt about it. Well, if anybody has any questions about what you're teaching, how to get there, tell me the dates. When is this session happening at MetalCON?
So it is happening on October 21st. It's a Tuesday afternoon from 1 to 5.
Okay.
And I've got some very talented instructors helping me with the class, because I want to make sure everybody gets a lot of individual attention. Yep. So I've drafted Megan Crow from Southland Insulators to be part of that as well. She's been doing credit and collections for 4 years in the industry. And then Alan Francis from TNA Holdings will be there as well to help make sure everybody gets that hands-on attention. I don't want anyone to walk away feeling like they didn't get everything they needed from the class.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. And so what is for people to register for MetalCON and come to your session, do you know what the website is? Where do people go to find out more?
I think you just go to the MetalCON website and, click on the in-depth workshops, and you will see us there.
do they have to register separately, or if once they register for MetalCON, they're allowed to come?
I think they have to register for those in-depth classes
Okay.
as an add-on. Like if you go to Metal and Mimosas, it's an add-on kind of thing. But once you register for those classes, you can take any of the in-depth classes, and I believe they run for 3 days.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Thea. And if anybody has any questions for us, it's roofingcontractor.com or wconline.com. And make sure you sign up for all our free content. But stay safe and healthy. Collect your money first.
Oh, definitely.
And have a great day. Thanks again, Thea.
Thanks.
Thea. Jeez Louise. Yeah, we have lots of edits on this one. Okay, moving on.
Okay.
So now we're going to talk about, we are talking about surcharging. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
Coming
Thea,
up.
let's, excited to have you here today. Let's talk about surcharging because there's a lot going on. This sounds like this is coming back. There's a lot of people are starting to surcharge again. What does everybody need to know? Should contractors be charging surcharges for credit cards? What are you thinking?
Well, surcharging is one of those things that it's cyclical. Everybody gets all bent out of shape about the cost of credit cards. And then we all get in a big hoopla and we all, beat the topic to death. And then we all just kind of shut up about it and go right back to doing what we were doing before. So we never actually solve it. But here are some fun things that I've seen happen. And this was why I'm like, Jill, we have to talk about this. You can absolutely surcharge, and you're seeing it more and more. And I understand why. The cost of credit cards is phenomenal. And some people don't care. Some people do not care if you surcharge them. They just want to know in advance. I'm not offended if an organization decides, hey, we need to defray our costs. We're either going to split it with you, we're going to do like a 1.5%, or we're going to offer a discount if you pay by a different method. But when you're doing any kind of a program, you have to actually lay it out. Just waking up one day and go, yeah, we're surcharging and this is happening. You can't just pop that off there. There's some pre-work you have to do. You got to let the customer know in advance that, hey, if you pay by credit card, we are charging a surcharge. Here are your other options for payment. You also can't just pick any number out of thin air. You can't just go, yeah, we're going to do 5% because we're really trying to deter people. It's like, yeah, that falls under the Robinson-Pacman Act, and they frown on that. You have to go no higher than what you're being charged by your merchant services agreement. And that's where a lot of people mess up.
So yeah, there was some legislation that passed that you couldn't charge more than that, right?
Oh yeah, and it's been around for a long time. People just don't.
They forget about it?
They're either ignorant to it, they don't know about it, they're not aware. Somebody in the organization gets a wild hair.
Okay.
And that's cool if your company decides, hey, we want to surcharge. Take the time to put the program together. You've got to notify your customers. It's got to be on your paperwork. It's got to be displayed. So you can't just, hey, wait till, time for checkout and you're putting something in front of your customer and they're getting ready to sign. You're like, oh, by the way, are you paying by check or credit card? And someone says, well, I'm paying debit. Well, debit, you can't surcharge on. It doesn't matter if it's still a card, you can't surcharge on it. And, if you're going to
Why is that? What's the difference between a debit card and a credit card?
Debit card is considered like cash.
Okay.
Because it comes immediately out of your account.
Okay.
So it's considered a very different methodology. But you need to I shouldn't be hearing this for the first time as a customer when I'm getting ready to pay. It should have been something that I'm aware and gives me the option that I can change my method.
Very nice. And so if someone wants to set up surcharging, when do they first start? When should they first talk about it?
I think if you're going to roll that out, you need to lay out your steps. Hey, we've got to put something out to our customers. Hey, beginning, May 1st, we're implementing a 3% surcharge on all credit card payments. Mm-hmm. And then you put that, if you operate by credit application, you want to have that in your credit application. If you have it, proposals, you want to have that on your proposals under your payment information, because you want people to be aware. I don't want anyone to get to, hey, here's your payment link, or, here's, and that's the first time I'm hearing. That ticks people off.
Yeah, no, I get it. I've been there. You're like, I don't think I'm going to buy this.
I've been that way too. I'm like, I get all up in my feelings.
Yeah. Well, you know better. You're like, hey, you should have told me this earlier.
Oh yeah. And you know what? You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that Karen or Chad standing there going, I don't know if you're aware of the rules.
Yeah.
I'm not going to throw down with a merchant. It's like, okay, fine. I don't need whatever this is that bad. I'll go down the street and, but tell me give me the option. It's a lot less painful if you tell me in advance. And a lot of like B2B, if they're paying by credit card, they don't care because they're like, we use the points for this or whatever. It's giving people the opportunity to make the choice. It's like,
common courtesy.
Don't surprise me.
Courtesy 101, right?
Yeah, I don't want to. Don't surprise me to anything to do with my money.
Yep, I hear you. Well, great insight, Thea. Thank you so much. If anybody has any questions, how do they find you?
Just go to www.thecreditoverlord.com and you will find me there, and or Thea@creditoverlord.com.
That's awesome. Okay, thanks so much. And if anybody has any questions for us, it is roofingcontractor.com or wconline.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for all our free content. You have to sign up for our e-newsletters. It's free. We put out all kinds of great content, especially like we are today with Thea. I mean, who doesn't need to know more about your back office success, right, Thea?
Oh, come on. That's how you get paid.
Yep.
Who needs to work for free?
Yes, but most importantly, stay safe and healthy, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, Thea.
Bye. Thank you.